of the night, when the full moon is bright, comes a horseman known as Zorro. This bold renegade carves a Z with his blade, a Z that stands for Zorro. Zorro, the fox so cunning and free. Zorro, who makes the sign of the Z.
Is something wrong, mi comandante?
Nothing is wrong, Sergeant.
Then why do we stop?
To see the future clearly. A future in which there is no longer a lowly comandante of the Pueblo de los Angeles, but Don Enrique Sanchez Monasterio, lord and master of the Rancho Torres, and all it contains, including the beautiful Elena. Have the Lancers wait here until you and I have reached the gate. Then have them surround the Torres Rancho at a discreet distance. But see that Torres does not escape, huh?
Very good, mi comandante. Drive on!
A sergeant of Lancers trailing Monasterio's carriage. It could mean nothing. And it could mean that Don Nacho was foolish enough to return home before fleeing to Monterrey. In which case we must warn him. And remember, my friend, you're supposed to be deaf as well as dumb.
Take care, Papacito.
You must go quickly, my dear. Every moment of delay is filled with danger.
It has been so ever since this Capitan Monasterio came to California. Perhaps with the gracious help of God, I can persuade the governor to have this man removed. Be brave. Light a candle for my unknown benefactor, this man who calls himself Zorro. If it had not been for him, I would not be alive.
No, no, not that. No.
There's no time for that. I must see Don Nacho now.
Doña Luisa.
Don Diego.
1,000 pardons, Doña Luisa. Elena, but I am the bearer of unfortunate news which you must hear immediately.
If it concerns Father, then speak quickly.
Is he here? Captain Monasterio is on his way here. I felt it my duty to warn you in case Don Nacho should try to see you.
That is very thoughtful of you, Don Diego. But Don Nacho is not here. He's on his way to Monterrey to see the governor. Elena, have Ricardo bring some wine for our guest. And tell your father to hide in the cellar quickly.
Look, mi Capitan, a freshly saddled horse. Don Nacho cannot escape us this time.
Sergeant Garcia, learn to curb your emotions. One does not arrest one's future father-in-law with a sword in one's hand, but with an olive branch. See if the Lancers have taken up their positions, huh?
Si, Capitan.
What are you doing here? Oh,
Sergeant Garcia begs to report.
are the Lancers in position?
Si, Capitan. The house is surrounded. It would be impossible for anybody to break through our lines. I keep forgetting this little pig cannot hear.
Very good. And now try to act like a gentleman. If you have any doubts, watch me. Now come.
I will answer the door, Mother. Capitan Monasterio.
Buenas tardes, señorita. Ah, Elena. If such a thing were possible, I would say you were looking more lovely than
And to
ever.
what do we owe this unexpected visit, Capitan Monasterio?
It concerns your father and is most painful to me. Perhaps you will be kind enough to take me to the Doña Luisa?
She is in the sala.
My aide, Sergeant Garcia. Doña Luisa? De la Vega?
Capitan Monasterio has a painful duty to perform, Mother. He prefers to tell you directly.
For some undisclosed reason, the Capitan's duties usually are painful. To Californians, that is.
I would guard my tongue, senor, or you may find yourself facing the same charges of treason which have been placed against Senor Torres.
The charges are unjust, cruel.
I believe you, senorita, and I am sure your father will be exonerated. However, my duty often compels me to perform unpleasant tasks. The law says your father must come to the cuartel and stand trial. I detect a certain reluctance on your part to answer, Doña Luisa. Any attempt to obstruct justice will only bring disgrace upon yourself as well as your husband. Will you be kind enough to tell the senor I await his pleasure?
Don Nacho is not here. He's on his way to Monterrey to appeal his case with the governor.
In that case, you will not mind if we search the hacienda. A mere formality, of course, but I cannot be derelict in my duty. With your permission, Doña Luisa.
Of course.
Sergeant. Take the ground floor and the cellar. I will examine the upper room.
Si, Capitan.
It is quite dark in the cellar. If you will come into the kitchen, I will get you a candle.
One moment, Elena. I'm sure this candle here will do very nicely. Here you are, Sergeant.
Oh, wait, I have heard very much of Don Nacho's famous cellar. I shall go with you. Thank you for the loan of the book, Doña Luisa. I shall enjoy reading Plato. He had such a low regard for soldiers. After you, Sergeant. Doesn't it make you want to write poetry, Sergeant?
No, it only makes me thirsty. But please, Don Diego, do not tempt me. I have a task to perform.
Commendable devotion to duty, Sergeant, but as you see, the cellar only has one entrance. Why rush such a pleasant task, eh?
To think what I should have missed if the Comandante had forced me to search the upper rooms.
But
Of course, Don Diego.
This should be the table wine. But we, Sergeant, we shall take nothing for granted, eh? We shall find out, eh? Waft the bouquet, Sergeant. Never was a perfume so delicate.
Perfume is for smelling, wine for drinking, Don Diego. Please, if you don't mind.